unity of friendly religions. The unresolvable question which many people shy away from discussing. So it is indeed a scary subject, as you can offend someone forever, not just one person but a whole group. I have been preparing myself for this discussion for many years, and I hope I'm ready now. What is the cause of fear? When people fear of getting things wrong, offending someone, losing their job or friends, spoiling any relationships, even getting into jail or being ostracized and expelled from a community or the whole society. What is the cause of this fear? It is a religion. It is a question of religion. It is a taboo topic, like politics, but even worse, to talk about at work or in any social environment where you are supposed to keep peace and have followers of different religions and belief systems at peace. But why? Why we cannot talk about it easily? Isn't it a very important topic? Of course it is. So let's dive into it. That you can even get in trouble with the topic of religion if you're discussing it within your religious group, within the same state or community that they follow the same religion. Just you come against it or challenge or question some dogmas of it, can get in a big trouble. Only as long as you agree to these dogmas and foundation of your religion, then you can feel safe. For many, their belief system is a foundation of their life and decision making. It's also a very emotional subject. Dark forces want to control everything, and particularly to manipulate religions to be able to do evil in the name of God. I believe all major religions are under the influence of evil forces as well as light forces. Churches and priests are not exclusively pure and honest as we hope them to be. Dark things happen among the believers as well. Many religions warn their followers that evil works to find a path into everyone's heart. And they're not wrong. Many religions warn that true believers should stay strong, to stay on the good side. Religious institutions are not immune from demons. Indeed, we should watch out for this. Evil forces, if they succeed, don't tell the people that their church has been taken over. They keep saying that the church is still perfect and follows the right principles. But then evil forces start injecting more dogmas to turn friendly teaching into an aggressive one. It starts nicely by saying that the teaching is exclusive and the only sacred way to know God, and the only teaching that truly follows the word of God. That God or those gods recognize only followers of this teaching as true followers and despise everyone else. All other people who follow different religions are deemed to be preaching idols or evil gods, and therefore are infidels and are called pagans or other words. And the life of a pagan has a different value than a true believer of the native religion, wherever that place is. This is the foundation of indoctrination that happens when evil forces gain control of religion. The next step is usually more aggressive. Evil forces usually wait for their time to declare holy war on infidels and other nations who follow different religions, and any death of a pagan or infidel is proclaimed to be a God's pleasant event. What's more, any property of a pagan or infidel can be transferred to true believers. Pagans and infidels are declared as non-humans and even animals, and their life is not worth of much. It's usually very scary for people to challenge the status quo. People who challenge anything coming from the church and priests often risk being expelled from their community or even society, or sometimes even being put into jail or killed. All religions and belief systems can be divided into two categories: friendly foreign policy or aggressive foreign policy. All religions have opinions on foreign religions, external religions, foreign gods, and people who follow these religions, and even branches within the same religion. Like Christianity, you have Protestants and Catholics. First, there are some foundational religious ideas about the other gods and the people of another faith, and then these ideas are used by priests directly or governments in order to define a foreign policy. Alright, so there are two types, aggressive one and friendly one. So let me start with the friendly one. Friendly ideology and foreign policy states, we like our own way of following God or gods, but we have respect for other nations to follow God as they wish. Second one, our nation follows God in our own way, and others are free to follow their way, as long as they respect us. If foreign nations' religions are not friendly, we have the right to defend ourselves. Number 3, we love our people and respect other nations' way of living and following their gods. So there's love and respect. Number 4, a crime against believers of any religion is still a crime against humans. So they recognize the value of human's life. So that comes next. Aggressive ideology, foreign policy states, our religion is the only true religion. Our God is the only true God. Our nation follows God, and it's the only right way. All other religions and nations are wrong and unholy. We can choose to do whatever towards them, towards pagans, infidels, kill them in holy wars, conquer their land and take their property. Number 3, our people are the only holy people. Other nations that follow different religions are infidels, and second-class people can be treated in any bad way of our choice. Number 4, a crime or war against pagans or infidels is not a crime against true believers of the native religion. So it's a big difference. Who do you kill? Followers of your religion or someone else? You see, it is a huge difference. What usually happens is there is a mix of both messages, friendly and aggressive, in every religion. There are different branches and teachings within the same religion. Also, historically, things change and interpretations of scriptures change over time, so it can be difficult for an outsider to define and classify a particular belief system. Nevertheless, obviously, all religions with an aggressive foreign policy are a real threat to our friendly humanity, and these views must be eradicated. As long as they exist, there is a fire burning on the planet that can catch the wind any time, and that fire can spread. This is a true holy crusade that all reasonable humans should be on. So the tricky part is to mention religion and to express anything bad about it. This is what most people avoid in a mixed globalist society because this statement is considered highly offensive. The thing is, it is indeed better to avoid this generalization because it most likely will be misinterpreted and will not be technically 100% correct. This is because different people have different opinions within the same religious groups. Sometimes there is even no agreement on important subjects within a religion or followers of the religion. With all the above, we must be clear of how a specific person or a group of people identify themselves. This is a solid part. This is something you can evaluate and debate. So when a person takes a hard stance to be on the side of an arrogant ideological dogma, their God is the only true God, their people are the only righteous people, and they have no limits on what harm they can bring on the other pagan nations of infidels. Then there is no crime killing infidels. This is the moment when there is a real person who now accepts an aggressive stance and an aggressive foreign policy. At this moment you can see that you are dealing with an arrogant person or a group, and if you are different, you are in danger. Maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow. We know there is a long list of religious-based wars and crimes all over the world. But if a person or a group takes a friendly stance to be on the side of flexible, friendly and respectful religion, then it is a different story. They treat other people with respect, allow others to follow God their way, be humble about their religious belief and religious life. Then you can feel safe in this environment and have a civilized conversation, make friends, establish good connections, and so on. This story is a macro story of the same principles we observe on a personal level, actually. When it is quite clear to many what reasonable human values are and principles are, it's like treat your neighbor with respect, do what you expect to be done to you, be a friendly human, is clear on a personal level. It can easily become a mess and contradiction. Principles are brought to the religious level. People suddenly have unresolvable personal conflicts when there is a religious call for them to have a holy war with a nation that they seem to see as their friends. But that nation is somehow declared by their government as evil. Usually under such social pressure, people hide personal conflict deep within, have to do what is dictated by society, governments and religious institutions. It is a tough choice to either die for your principles or join the herd, keep your comfort and attack the innocent, becoming a crime accomplice. I have described a tool to put religions into two major categories so that the people can use and clearly see what is happening, and not be shy of calling the evil out. We must admit that evil forces do like to hide under the umbrella of religious institutions. This video should arm true believers in human values and rights. Those who respect various ways to God, to the source, to be in peace, and make friends with other nations. This should also arm the followers with the power to ask the right questions of their spiritual leaders, why they are taking an aggressive stance towards other nations. What is the sin of those people of different nations who happen to be born in different countries with a different religion? Why are they labeled as infidels and are treated as less than humans? And why can pagans be killed in this holy war because of that? Bright people should arm themselves and challenge any groups who share aggressive foreign policy ideas that they find in their society, and label them properly. All the people standing on the ground of friendly foreign policy should unite to bring a peaceful and respectful future for all of us. I don't want to say or point a finger at any particular religion. They are as alive as our society, and things constantly shifting. There are internal schools of thought and interpretations that run in different directions. There are people inside who take different foreign policy viewpoints. What matters is that there is a fight between light and darkness in every church. There are saints and criminals in every society. We can have opposite characters coming out of any religious society. What matters a lot is what a specific person takes out of this religious context. I wish us all to make the right decisions.